Hi everyone, my name is Rik Van Bruggen, I work for Neo4j, and this is a test of a series of podcasts that we want to be doing in the next couple of months. And I've invited someone that I'd love to ask a couple of questions to about Neo, graph databases in general, and where this whole thing is going. So with me today is Michael Hunger, Chief Evangelist at Neo4j. And Michael, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Michael Hunger. I've been with Neo4j now for almost 5 years, and I love to help people be successful with Neo4j and make them happy. That's what I like to do.
That's fantastic. So, how long have you been working with Neo, and how did you get to Neo?
Actually, I met Emil Ephraim, the CEO of Neo4j, in 2008 on a geek cruise where he talked about this graph database thing, and he got me pretty much excited about it, and so I tried it out, and we stayed in contact, and in 2010 I joined the company and have been active and happy ever since.
So awesome. So I really have only 2 questions for you, Michael. The first thing I wanted to ask you was, what do you love about graph databases? And then I would also like to talk to you about, what do you see in the future of it? So to start with the beginning, what do you really love about graph databases, and what do you think it's the best thing since sliced bread?
So I think the best thing about graph databases is this intuitive and super flexible data model. So you can just grab your domain, take a whiteboard, your business expert, sit down and draw what you want to talk about, what you want to ask about this domain, and take this data, these relationships, this information, and put it in your database without, having to destroy it or change the structures or anything. You kind of stay in the same model all the time. And graph databases, and Neo4j especially, are really great in keeping this rich, connected data set and making accessing and managing is super fast and super efficient.
So do you think it's something that anyone could use? Is it something that the average developer could be using, or do you really need to have a PhD before you can start using it?
Yeah, fortunately, you don't have to have a PhD. It's actually as easy as using a relational database. So just get Neo4j, download it, start it on your server, on your machine, and get started directly, because it comes with a really intuitive query language out of the box that is super easy to learn and super easy to use, and so you can get up and running within a few minutes and be productive after a few hours already.
So do you have any favorite use cases that you think is super applicable for it?
There are a lot of really cool use cases. My personal favorite is software analytics, actually, because software is a graph and there's a lot of connected information in our software projects, and I love to use graph databases for that.
So that means like analyzing dependencies and all of those types of things?
Exactly, and there are so many connections. So there are dependencies, there are static class and method structures, there's information about heaps and database connections and lots of other things.
Super. So one more question for you. Where do you see this going? Where do you see it going, and where do you want it to go, in 2, 3, 5 years from now? What's your vision for graph databases like Neo4j?
So first of all, I'd love to have more people being addicted to graphs, because I think it's a really universal data model, and there are so many interesting domains that you can use them for. And so I want to see it be more broadly adopted in general. And then, of course, I want to see more interesting use cases done with graph databases. And from the feedback of our user community, I want Neo4j to grow in many dimensions. So from versatility to handling new data types and data formats like spatial and time and versioning better. So to enable new applications, but also to integrate with other technologies. So to really make it easier to, take whatever infrastructure you have, whatever you also want to do with this data, integrate it with Neo4j, and have a really nice round-trip experience in general.
Super. Well, thanks so much, Michael. I mean, we're going to keep it at that. I think there was a super interesting conversation. If you want to know more about Neo4j, just go to neo4j.com, reach out to us on Twitter at Neo4j, or just come and see us at one of the events near you. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.